Okay, so I'd love just for a moment before we get started, and I need there's a clicker over here, to know why are people here tonight? Hands up, anyone who's willing to share. Olivia, why are you here tonight? Networking and growing your business. Fantastic. Olivia, full name and business you're in?
Olivia, the outside leader in business coaching and also
Great. Leadership coaching representing BX. Get to know Olivia. Who else is here tonight to do something in particular? Steve?
Network.
Great. Excellent. Steve, name, business?
Steve Plummer, I'm a marketing strategist and copywriter. My business name is
Excellent. Has a great quote. Words are spells. I love when I hear that. Anyone else want to share why they're here tonight? There's 80 of us. Derek.
just to connect with people and learn how they travel.
Great. Connecting with people, learning. Yeah, absolutely. A former networking, full name, business.
Derek Rogers, Thrive Coaching.
Thrive Coaching, so all about mindset. Derek actually got me in touch with a former lead generation for my business that Bark that I'm using. Has made a significant difference for me, so thank you. Anyone else? I'm sorry, I don't know your name up the back. Anne Goodall, to build relationships. What do you do, Anne? Great. Anxiety cycle is a killer. Once it starts small, it tends to grow. If you can get on top of that early and nip it in the bud, you're away. Excellent. And one more?
I'm Jackie and I'm here to actually network with everyone. I enjoy these things, but to listen to you as a speaker because I do manufacturing of a unique motorised garage storage lift and I'm at the process of sourcing more installers and I believe you will be able to assist me with that search this evening.
Right, well, I feel for you having to listen to me for 40 minutes. But I have seen your system as well. It's been up here once or twice, I think. So, yeah, really cool when you've got that small garage and you want to have some great storage. Excellent. Okay, so let's see which way I go. All right, can someone read that out for me? Anyone want to volunteer?
Yeah.
Andrew?
Networking is not about who you know, but who knows you. Ariana Huffington.
Ariana Huffington, yes. So, Thrive Global.
I was inspired to have the Thrive movement listening to her.
Absolutely. Well, she's been very influential across many years, having created the Huffington Post. So I am here tonight to share some of my experience across the last 20 or so years. My business that I had that was most successful went 0 to 40 million or so in 8 years, but had 21 salespeople in there. That business was all built from networking and referral partners. 21 people. And there was a really common theme that came from everyone in that business, and it was mindset. So before we get into what we're going to talk about tonight, I've got a challenge for people. You can choose your own adventure. Who remembers those stories as a kid? Choose your own adventure. I loved them. I always used to read ahead. If I didn't like the ending, I'd go back. I'd pick another one. Closet cheater and those type of ones. But tonight you have two options. One is for the next half an hour or so, take your frame of mind to be completely focused on how you want to network for business growth. Making connections is fantastic. Meeting people is great. But growing your business, I want you to think about that for 30 minutes. That's the first option. Second option is to do what you normally do. I don't care what it is, but whatever you normally do coming to networking events, you can stay with the status quo. You don't have to follow me through this. But I really want to lay down the challenge to spend just 30 minutes imagining what's possible if we throw away the plausible and think about networking. So that's your challenge. You can keep it to yourself as to how you want to pick or choose where we go from there. My aim tonight is that you get 2 or 3 things out of here that you can write down and implement, and 1 business connection. That's what we want to try and get by the end of this evening. So there won't be any silver bullets, lots of silver pellets. Not everything will apply to every single business or person in here, but find the things that are really relevant to you because that's what makes the difference. All right, so let's get into it. Those who know me, and there's a few here, I love a good framework. Things in 3s and things in 5s are just so much easier to remember. So tonight we've got 3 things. When it comes to networking around business growth, there's how to think, what to write, and when to engage. And they get progressively bigger because we build on them as we go. Now you can get obviously a copy of these notes. Everyone's got bits of paper on the table. I am going to challenge you a little bit tonight. Many apologies. Sorry, not sorry in advance. But if you haven't got pens or bits of paper, just make sure you grab them over the next few minutes. So, first one I'd like to look at is how to think. So yes, I haven't given all the answers up there, but I will shortly. Feel free to write these down and comments next to them, because if there's just one thing that you can do differently over and over and over and over again, then it's going to make a significant cumulative impact over time. So the first one is about choosing your modality. That is all about understanding what your best networking avenues are. So for me, I know the very best place for me to go is to a trade show event that is in my subject matter expertise. I've got a few of them. Something I'm really good at is renewables. I will go to renewable industry events and I will target the speakers at those events. And I know that works for me because the speakers are there to network. They're not in their office guarding their diaries or have a bull terrier at the door that says you cannot come in. They're there to network. So I know it's much easier access to get to those people, and it is my number one revenue source tenfold on anything else. So work out what your modality is. Is it B2B, local, Sunshine Coast events? Is it BX? Is it BNI? Is it other face-to-face networking? Is it online events? Is it peer groups? Is it just your own personal network? Right? Really understand what that modality is and then learn how to research it. So before I came tonight, I had a look at the guest list. 81, 82, I think it was by the end. There are 14 business coaches here tonight. So if I was targeting business coaches, there's 14 of them here that I can pre-prepare for. There are 3 lawyers here tonight. I won't make you put your hands up, particularly not the lawyers. There are 2 copywriters here tonight. There are 3 photographers here tonight. There are 4 people in financial planning, and there's a whole lot of other types of people here. So when you know your modality and you double down on that, you get really good at it. And when you get really good at it, it grows and grows and grows and grows. So choose your modality and learn how to research that industry, and you're away in how to think. The second one is all about templating the words. So templating the words is making it really easy for yourself. Who's been to a networking event and you walk in and you don't know anyone and your anxiety just goes ping? I definitely have. No one's in the room has had anxiety walking into a networking event not knowing anyone. I'm going to ask it again. Who's walked into a networking event? Who had it tonight? I definitely did, having to stand up here. Right, so if you know and are prepared before you walk into that event or whatever your modality is, if you've researched the audience, if you've prepared topics to discuss, I know when I prepare, if I need to talk to Luke and I've never met Luke or Andrew, I'm going to think of questions or topics that I want to talk to Andrew about. So when I walk into that room, I am ready to go. There's no anxiety. I'm looking for Andrew. Hey, Andrew, nice shirt. What have you been doing today? How are the kids? I met a gentleman earlier tonight. He's off to do what was he going to do, Kagan? A school disco. Yeah, but Malcolm came in to say hello because he'd made a commitment just to say hello, right? But next time, our topic is going to be, how was your school disco? What are your dance moves like, right? So you can pre-prepare and have a plan. And when we have a plan, we know that things can work out better. So that's number one. The second one is, whenever you're making introductions, template how you're going to do it. And I'm going to give you a hand with this in a minute because this is a really easy exercise that we can do now. Am I holding this in the right spot? Feels like it's jumping in and out of it. All right, and last but not least is follow up. Those who know me well know I'm a stickler on this. My return rate in most events when I give a referral. So if I give Claire Davies a referral, Claire, what do you do? Sorry, no, what's your business?
Oh, sorry.
Weight loss coaching. Claire Davies, weight loss coaching. So if I give Claire Davies a referral, or Claire Davies a like, now Claire did follow up, so sorry, Claire. But only 4 out of 10 people actually follow up with me. 4 out of 10. So Sam, I give you a lead. Only 40% of the time, Sam's going to contact me. This is over years of networking. Free lead, no contact. So follow up when you're talking about what to think. The other one is to follow up from a lead, a referrer point of view. Make sure that connection happens. Carl, tonight, introduced me to Andrew straight away as soon as he came in. Make sure he caught up, right? Thank you. Okay, so here's a couple of examples as to how you can template the words. It's pretty straightforward, but there's a few things you can do to really take the pressure off. So Carl, speaking of Carl, if you're wanting to meet Luke Hawley, so Carl, what do you do?
I'm a business consultant coach.
Business consultant coach, and you're in Mooloolaba. Excellent. Okay, Luke, we all know what Luke does. So, hi Carl, I know how much you appreciate meeting people who can expand your network. Insert Luke Hawley blurb. We're going to talk about the blurb in a moment. You're going to enjoy meeting each other, so if either of you have any trouble making contact, please let me know. So what I've done here is two things. First of all, is line number one is a little bit personal. So if you know whenever you are introducing people, so if we're introducing Mel, I've forgotten your business name. Switch Power and Air. So if we're introducing Mel from Switch Power and Air into someone else, I make sure that I'm going to put a line up here that's relevant to Mel. We'll have the blurb, and then at the end, I'm going to make sure that I make it really easy for them to connect. You're going to have fun. Any troubles, let me know. Really clearing that path to make it easy, and then away they go. Or for me, I personally, apologies, my face again, but I personally use video as my way to connect. So Derek and Claire, we've heard from both of you tonight. Claire meet Derek, Derek meet Claire, right? And I'll do something stupid. I've even sung YMCA on these things before, right? But your job is to make it easy for people to connect. And once you know how to do it and you've templated something that can work for you over and over and over again, it gets really, really easy to do. So what I'd like everyone to do now is make sure you've got a bit of paper and a pen. Have a think about how you could pick your best modality. I was almost going to do this, but I'll change it last minute. We'll make it easy. Pick your modality. Have a think, what is your number one way to network that works for you? Is it face-to-face? Is it online events? Is it through peer groups? Is it through forums? Is it through all those different types of ways you can network? Then what I'd like you to do is share it amongst the group. My commitment is I'm not going to walk around with a microphone and ask you what you thought. I would like you to spend 5 minutes sharing your networking modality and make a connection with someone on your table out of it. This is chance number one to make a business connection. There's going to be 3 of them. All right, so 5 minutes, go for it. And then at the end, we'll keep going. Morena, can you please help me? Would you mind reading that quote out?
Yeah. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work.
Excellent. Morena, full name, business?
Morena AI Mastering Hub.
AI Mastering Hub. Pretty topical at the moment. Most of us are still struggling with it. Morena's not. I've heard her present. She's got it down pat. Right, Robert Kiyosaki. Don't know how much I like his book, but I love this quote. And it's all about saying if you put the time into your networks, you don't need to look for work. Because those networks work for you again and again and again. Thank you, Morena. Okay, so we're moving on to section 2, the dark blue bubble on your box. This is all about what to write. The first piece here is the most impactful from the whole evening. This is what I would be so grateful if you can get right. It's unlikely you'll nail it tonight, but it doesn't take long to get right. So this is all about the 2-sentence pitch. I'm going to give you some examples in a minute. Olivia's smiling because I'm sure we spoke about this when we caught up. Excellent. Carl, I know, told me he's been working on his, and I've done a couple for a couple of people in the room for tonight. The 2-sentence pitch. This is all about who I am. I'm Ben Wright. What I do with a bit of social proof. I'm a sales strategist whose last company went 0 to 40 mil in 8 years, Fast Growth Company Award winner, and sold out to one of the largest energy retailers in the country. Right? Proof of concept, what I do. Then the outcomes that I give for people. So if I was working with small businesses, it's after working with me, you will go home at night not worrying about where your next sale will come from. Now, if you're a small business owner that's worrying about where your next sale will come from while you're eating dinner or putting your kids to bed or doing whatever you do, that's a powerful 2-sentence pitch. So that's what we need to get right when we're networking, because it creates an instant connection or makes it really easy to be referred. The other thing when we talk about making it easy that does exactly that, makes people want to refer you, is when you can provide the research for them. So your social media links, your podcast links, your blogging, whatever you do that's information that's easy to see, if you are visible and can be found and you make it easy for people to do that research on you, you are far more likely to have a connection made. To build those networks, as Ariana Huffington said, and to be known by people, you can do it by referring others, absolutely. But you can also do it by being, well, Derek Zoolander's words, really, really good at being referred. So if you can make it easy, so if you can have all of your admin in your back of house sorted, if you're using Luke's LinkedIn tools and it's easy to find, you're a step ahead of everyone else. Last one is about creating value. This very much feeds off the 2-sentence pitch. And this is where we change our focus from benefits to outcomes. So we'll use an accountant's benefit, because I think there's 4 of them in the room. I will help you do your tax returns cheaper and quicker than anyone else. Great. That's a feature. That's a benefit. The outcome, though, after working with me, I will save you enough money that you can go and invest in your next holiday, business venture, system improvement, right? That is far more outcome related than the benefit of saving you money. So if you can get your outcome right, and I cannot talk about this enough. In fact, we could spend the whole rest of the session talking about this. We move from benefits to outcomes and we are away. It is the most powerful way to engage with people because they don't need to make a connection themselves. Yeah, great. I love that outcome. Fantastic. You work for me. Let's talk. Okay, so I've done a couple here. Mark, where's Mark? IT Mark. There he is. If you need IT work, go to Mark. Mark, full name and business?
Mark Southwell, Connections for Business.
Excellent. Thank you, Mark Southwell, Connections for Business. I'd love to introduce you to Steve Plummer. Steve, you've already had a plug tonight. It's just because you put on LinkedIn today that you thought I was good at this. So I thought I'd give some back. So Steve is a professional writer who uses the power of words to connect businesses to their ideal clients. It's not bad. There's some social proof in there. There's some proof of life, right? Steve could probably go a level up on that again, and I know he will be because I've seen some of the stuff he puts out. It's really good. Those who work with Steve achieve greater influence and real sales growth from a marketing strategy that's executed with clarity and direction. So where this is going to really hit is those people looking for influence. If you're looking for influence in whatever you do, that's an outcome. The real sales growth, you could argue it's a benefit or an outcome, but certainly for businesses where it's all about getting sales in the door, startups, businesses that are struggling to break even, businesses that need to grow, to put more staff on, and owners that want to get their lives back, right? That is a really powerful outcome. So great, love that as a 2-sentence pitch. This person doesn't know I'm doing this. I'm sorry, Kagan. This is just because I went to your daughter's birthday party and I'm tattooed with dinosaurs everywhere. So Kagan, I'm the founder of Peg Paste. Kagan, full name, brand. Excellent, thank you. Well, there you go. I'm the founder of Peg Paste, a natural Australian-made toothpaste sold across the globe. Proof of life. Natural toothpaste, it's Australian-made, cool, and it's sold in lots of places. So we're about more than just good oral health. That's your benefit. Our customers are making a difference to the lives of their families by keeping chemicals away from their teeth and supporting Australian-made recyclable products. So bang, there's a few outcomes here. Chemicals away from their teeth, healthy people. Supporting Australian-made, I'm teaching my kids to look after local before they go global, and recyclable products, right, for people who are driven by net zero, by sustainability improvements, lots of us. Millennials, it is a driving factor in their decision-making. Absolutely no doubts about it. Even Gen, I think I am a millennial, actually, I'm 41, I think I'm just. Who's after us? Gen X, no, Gen Z, isn't it? Gen Z is the other way. Gen Z, it's a big driver of their purchase decision-making. So when we can talk about outcomes over benefits, that's when we really get the great outcomes for ourselves. So what I would like to do now is take a couple of minutes and have a go at this. You should have no problem with the first part. That's your name. The second part is what you do with a little bit of social proof. I'm Craig, serial entrepreneur who's built a whole lot of businesses. I can't remember the number. I heard you say that, right? Proof of life. Then this is the money game here, the outcomes that he gives to people. I'm going to have a guess. By helping tech startups find their way to first proof of concept, I'm empowering them to live the life they thought they never could. I had a guess. I don't really know what you do, but as an investor and an entrepreneur, right, we're focusing here on outcomes. So have a go at that, and then if you can, just share it around those that are around you. Just spend 3 or 4 minutes on it. You won't get it right first go, but we can wordsmith it or use copywriters or whoever to help us. And then share it around your table and try and make a connection. Everyone take a seat would be great. All right, Jonathan, can you read this out for me, please?
In today's world, it's not just about what you know, but who you know and how well you maintain those relationships. Indira Nui.
And do you know what Indra did? Do you know what Indra's role was? Yes, she was. It was very good. Okay, CEO of PepsiCo. Jonathan, business, name and business?
Yep, Jonathan Maltby, John Maltby Consulting, and I do business branding.
Business branding and brand stories, correct?
Brand story.
Excellent, Jonathan Maltby. Okay, so this is all about hard work. When we make connections, it's just like making friends. It's just like learning anything new. We have to work at it. Networking is not a set and forget. You don't go to an event, eat your chicken satay, meet someone, have a chat, get their details, and it's done. It takes time. But when you get it right, it can be life-changing. I think they were the words, Luke. It can change your life. Certainly, you get it right. A good connection for me is 6 figures into my business. One connection. So it can definitely make significant impacts on lives. So now we're going to talk about when to engage, which is all about doing that hard work. First one of my favourites, persistence beats resistance. I learnt this a very long time ago. This is all about making sure that you have a system that allows you to network effectively. A CRM. If you don't have a CRM and you want a free one, go and get the HubSpot one. I still use the free version. It's a really good system and it's free. If you don't use that, use an Excel spreadsheet. If you don't use that, use a notebook. You need to have something that keeps control of your network partners, your leads, and everything you look at. Okay, if you don't do this, I can guarantee you will not succeed at networking unless you are absolute Rain Man or Rain Woman. So, prepare your goals. There's an asterisk next to your. This is about preparing goals with a focus on increasing the total pie. So it's not just about you. When you're thinking about networking and who you're meeting, because of course you've pre-prepared for your favourite modality of networking that you've doubled down on, you've thought of your questions, you've got your 2-sentence pitch ready, right? But when you're thinking of those questions, think about ways to expand the pie. Because when you both grow, you both win. And that's when great conversations can happen. And then last but not least, one of my other favourite sayings, in fact, I think this is my favourite, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You can apply that in any walks of life. I don't think I've said a one-liner more than that in my life. Do your research, spend time, show some genuine intent to connect. It might be misguided. It might not be appreciated at the other end. It happens to me all the time. I try so hard to go out of my way to help people, but sometimes people go, man, what is this guy doing? Even at my friends level and my family level. But I don't care, because for me, it's important that I'm helping people. Tonight is to help Luke. That's it. That's the only reason I'm here. And I'm absolutely cool if people don't take that the right way. But I'm going to continue to show up and show that I care, because there is a level of genuineness in that you cannot match. And hopefully you heard a change in my pitch then, because that was as close to from the heart as you can get from someone like me, right? So show you care and do your homework. So if we talk about just some textbook ways that work, Steve, that wasn't funny. Follow up the introduction within 1 business day. Okay, please put that into your repertoire. Next day, connect. It's so easy to do. If you don't have time to do it, when you book your networking event, put it in your diary for the next day at the same time. Oh, 5 minutes. I thought you had a hand up. Okay, enter into your CRM, follow it up in a different format if it doesn't work, re-engage. There's a few tips on here that I don't think we need to go through, but if it doesn't work first time, don't give up. The worst thing you can do is put someone into a long burn cycle and connect with them later on, because you might be in the right place, but it might not be the right time. But next time might be. Okay, well, before we go on to Simon Sinek, last exercise, we've got one more chance to make a connection. What I'd love you to do is just talk to the people on the table. Tell them something you've taken out of tonight. Tell them your modality of networking. Tell them your pitch, whatever it may be. But this is our last chance to try and make one connection that we can take from tonight into tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to finish up now. Hopefully you've taken 1, 2 or 3 things from tonight, but we'll get to that in a moment. I love watching Simon Sinek's stuff around leadership, and I just so happened to find something around networking. Your network can open doors for you that you couldn't open yourself. I'm hopeful from talking with people tonight and having previously networked that you get that one. It's not about the doors we can necessarily open ourselves, but the people we surround ourselves with that can make such powerful changes to our life. So, as we finish up tonight, I'm hopeful that you've got 2 to 3 items out of the 3 things we've gone through. Out of your modality, out of pre-preparing, asking questions, finding where you can best network, out of your 2-sentence pitch, out of creating value, about being easy to find, about systemizing how you network, about showing you care, and about taking the time to form that genuine networked relationship about business. So if you can, now this is up to you what you do from here. If you can take an action item, if you can do it for the next 3 days, so if you can take one of those, just one, and do something on it every day for the next 3 days, like literally, you could do it in the car when you're driving. Find something that's really easy to do, and then diarise in your calendar. I have in my calendar 6 a.m. every day, whatever I'm focusing on that month. It's the first thing I look at when I get in and see what I've got on for the day, and it's the last thing I see when I finish up at the end of the day. It's one of my rituals. So if you can diarise something you're working on, do that until you build the habit and you can forget all about it. We've all built habits, we all know what to do, but they're 2 little tips that I think will help build your ritual. So tonight, there's no offer from me. I'm not asking for anyone's business. This is very much about helping Luke and LinkedIn Local Sunshine Coast. However, I do have a podcast. I'm grateful when people listen to it. It's on your sheets as well. If you like it and you want to give it a 5-star rating, great. If you don't like it, don't rate it. I've got 1 1-star review and 115 5-star reviews, and I know the person, they don't like me. So that happens. 1 out of 116 is not bad. But if you've got time to listen to a podcast, there's 60 episodes. There is some good stuff in there. You do have to listen to me a bit. But the other week I interviewed the guy who started Flipstick. His name's Akeem. Flipstick helps your phone stick to walls. He had to pitch Snoop Dogg, to pitch Shark Tank, to pitch investors. And he went bang, bang, bang and did all 3. And he has this brand that's just ace. It's grown so much. So he jumped on a podcast with me. He's also now a Carlton Footy Club supporter. I converted him during the podcast, and I'm sure he's going to put his jumper up. So there's some terrific crew on there if you have time to listen. It's great, even when you're driving home tonight. Last but not least, as you drive home, as business owners, we are forced to mostly think about the plausible. Day in, day out, make stuff happen. As you're driving home, cross that out and replace it with the possible. Because for me, the most powerful things happen when we live in that world of possibility, and we end up being amazed by what we can achieve. Thank you, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Over to you, Luke.